So it's been a while since I managed to do an update, but I have a few minutes alone in the car. It's kind of weird because my sunglasses are polarized, and if I put my sunglasses down, then I can't see the screen when it's turned sideways on my phone. So I just drove 45 minutes from where I live to go to a physical therapist that's connected with a big um, university hospital, and I had saw a physical medicine and rehabilitation doctor with this hospital a couple weeks ago, and really like her. She seemed like she wanted to figure it out, put the pieces of the puzzle together, kind of a thing, kind of a way of thinking. Like she's used to seeing complex cases, what's going on, working with another team of doctors and things like that. Even though none of my other doctors are affiliated with the hospital system, but I'm hoping it'll be a good thing. She diagnosed me with fibromyalgia, which is honestly the first time I've had a doctor acknowledge the amount of pain that I'm in all of the time. Like, oh gosh, I'm gonna get emotional. I hurt. I hurt constantly all the time. And it's not, I don't think it's Chiari related. I don't think it's related to Chiari. I think that I've got multiple things going on and that things are just, avalanche. Things are just getting worse and compounding. So she told me fibromyalgia and she wanted me to try Cymbalta. I've been a little anxious about trying Cymbalta, and I wanted to clear it with either my primary care or the neurologist that I just started seeing. The neurologist is at a different hospital, but he also seems to have a good detective brain. He did an EMG on my left leg 2 weeks ago and took a lot of blood, did a lot of blood work. I've gotten the results of that, but I haven't got to talk about it with him. So I see him next week to go over that. And in the meantime, started the physical therapy. So physical therapy is once a week, except for this week I'm gonna go twice, and it's a 45-minute drive each way, all freeway, almost all freeway. And I get me time. There's an empty car seat back there. The kiddo is with my dad went to the nature preserve and hopefully getting some good outdoor time and hanging out. So it looks like he'll be able to help me out and do that. But the physical therapist also said, if I need to bring him, he's old enough and he can hang out while we do physical therapy, and that's okay too. So that's good to have options and to not feel like, if something comes up, I can't bring him. But, the less exposure, the better. The more I can concentrate on what I need to do, the better. Today was a lot of checking how I walk, looking at things, balancing, basically scoring me on a bunch of stuff. And she said she doesn't really like how it goes and how it is because it doesn't always give a good indication on how you function, like in your daily life. So it's these little tests of balancing and different things like that. And she agrees. My left leg is weak. We need to work on it. We'll strengthen it. We'll see if we can do that in the meantime, while all the doctors are trying to figure out what's going on with me. So, it's just one thing after another. I've had so many doctor's appointments this last month, so I've not done any videos or anything, and I've been trying to focus on getting my sleep better and going to bed at a reasonable time. I get to sleep in a little bit, and so even if I go to bed at midnight, I can usually get 9 hours of sleep, which is not enough. There was one night I got 11 hours of sleep, and that was amazing. I felt, halfway normal the next morning. So I think I need to be consistently getting 10 hours of sleep at least, and I'm going to keep working on that. So, I'm trying to think what else quick. I am picking up some sushi, and I was enjoying listening to some Ani DeFranco in the car without my kid, and haven't had the chance to do that in so long. I used to do all my videos in the car when I would be picking him up or dropping him off or going into the cafe to do my schoolwork and things like that. So I figured it would be good to make a little car video since it's been a while. I have been continuing with the Rick Simpson oil. I take a very small amount, like a grain of rice or half amount, before bed every night. I have figured out that the trick is putting it in warm water, putting the little syringe thing into some hot water, and that will loosen it and make it easier to come out. And then I balance it upright where the point going up. And then the next day I kind of push out the air, put the cap back on, get it to warm up, and then repeat the process, because you have to kind of pull the syringe back in again so that you can put the lid on. It's so sticky. You gotta the warming it up helps a ton because of it being so sticky. I'm also taking vitamin D. I had started with one every day with a dropper thing where you take 1 or 2 drops of the oil, and my doctor was able to get me a prescription for the once a week kind, so I've got that. And I've been taking a vitamin B12 that you dissolve in your mouth per my primary care's suggestion, with my B12 being low. So I think that has helped my energy a tiny bit. Not a ton. I'm not running any marathon races over here, and I still need 10 plus hours of sleep. But I feel like I can function a tiny bit better every day, and that helps just my mood and everything too, and not feeling like I can't do anything. And then I've been taking liposomal glutathione, which is hard to explain, but it helps with the brain fog. It tastes nasty, and so the next batch I need to get in a capsule form. You're supposed to take it on an empty stomach and then wait 30 or 40 minutes until you eat. So if I sit up in bed and then I'm sitting there trying to wake up for half an hour, and then I get up and go feed the cat and get my liposomal glutathione, it's already 10 o'clock, and then I can't eat and I've got to wait. So I need to get the capsule so that I don't dread taking it every morning. I can have the kiddo go and grab it for me, and I can take it and then sit in bed for a minute and then get up. So I'm hoping that'll help me to function a little better. Other big news is I've got my parking hang tag. So it turns out in November, I filled out the paperwork, dropped it off at my primary care's office so he could fill it out for me and send it in. His office sent it to the Department of Health and Human Services instead of sending it to the Secretary of State. So for 4 months, it sat at DHHS, and I did not know. And none of the caseworkers told me until finally one of them looked in some stuff, saw that it was there. He emailed it to me so that I printed it off, wrote a note with it so that Secretary of State would possibly accept that the dates were 4 months past. And I got that within less than a week. I got it in less than a week. I was so excited. I was not expecting it to come in the mail that quickly. So lesson learned on that one is not dropping off paperwork that needs to go to multiple places, or having a very clear note about it. Maybe if I had to do that one again, I would do a self-addressed envelope. So I would have it paper clipped to the self-addressed envelope for them and stamped and everything, and not self-addressed, but addressed to the SOS, so that I didn't have to sit there waiting for 4 months. I attempted to contact the Secretary of State. I called a couple of times trying, and it would get through, and you push all the buttons till you get through, and then it says, this is the department you need, call this phone number to get to this department, and it's the same phone number I just called. So that was really frustrating. I even tried emailing the Secretary of State and never heard back from them, maybe because they didn't have it on record. So that was interesting, and I'm so glad I have that now. I've used it just a couple of times. I only just got it, and I don't go out because it's a pandemic and I have a hard time walking anyways. I decided not to use it right now because it's a pretty small parking lot, and I'm going to go and just sit in the car, so I don't need to sit in my car and eat my sushi in the disabled parking spots. I'll leave that to somebody who needs to come in and out better more. I don't need it right now. So I kind of think of it that way, do I need to use it in this parking lot or do I not? My library only has a couple of spots, so I would prefer to leave those for somebody else and just pick the next closest parking spot. If my only choice might be one that has the van accessible spot, I might leave that so somebody who has a van that needs that space might be able to get in there. But just knowing that I can use the disabled parking spots eases my mind a lot, and I'll be able to maybe tolerate going out to a grocery store, or if I have to, Walmart or someplace bigger, because I can know that I can park closer up. So that's where I'm at with that. I am supposed to be getting a knee brace to try to help with my knee, but then at the same time also trying to strengthen my leg. So, but the order for that was not in the physical therapist's notes yet. So I think it sounds like maybe she'll get something for me to try on Friday, and we'll trial it and see if it works, and then for me, and then get one if we need it. I'm not sure. I have a follow-up urology appointment and a follow-up neurology appointment next week, and I need to start taking the Cymbalta. So the Cymbalta is a whole nother thing, but I'm hoping that it might help my pain, and just kind of calm my body down, because I react to everything. Like, my body just reacts to everything way too extreme. I react to scent. I react to light. Like, this is hurting me not having my glasses on right now. I react to touch in certain places, like my legs that shouldn't hurt. It makes me want to scream. I jump. It hurts so bad. Just walking hurts my feet. My back hurts all the time, and my neurosurgeon pointed out that there's a small bit of arthritis in my lower back, but the neurologist was like, no, there's no way that that's causing the pain that I'm having. Like, it's very, very minor. So it's something to watch as I get older, because getting all ancient here at 35, almost 36. But I think that's about it. Just waiting to find out what else is going on, and keep pushing on, trying to get answers. I'm hoping that the neurologist has some more things to rule out. So far, the neurosurgeon says my left leg doesn't have anything to do with her side of things that she could do. She doesn't think it's tethered cord. The orthopedic doctor doesn't think it has anything to do with her stuff, bones and joints and things. She said to find a neurologist who can help me. The neurologist thinks I'm quite weak and having problems and so he's looking into stuff, and he seems to be taking it pretty seriously. So we'll see how that goes next week with him. The functional medicine and rehabilitation doctor thinks that it's functional and that we can correct it with some gait training. Oh, goodness. There we go. What did I just do? Okay, something happened on my screen. Oh, I pushed my power button on my screen, so I don't know what just happened. She thinks it's functional. She doesn't seem to think it's neurological. The physical therapist thinks it might be neurological. So, got pretty much cover all the bases. I'm going to go in and get my sushi and listen to some more Ani, and maybe turn my car in a different direction so I'm not facing the sun. So yeah, see, now I can't see anything on the screen. So, that's where I'm at. And I don't know what else to update, so